How's your weekend, guys? What's your plan for Saturday morning? You going to the beach? It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Wait, I thought it was Sunday.
Tomorrow for us. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Friday your Friday your time.
Sunday for us.
Let's wait for others because they're lost for the code.
Yeah, obviously.
Them.
So I'd like to know who is attending here. Are we talking to accountants, newbies? Who are all these people?
Guys, can you type in? Are you a newbies or seasoned freelancer? Or
Are you an
accountant?
accountant? Because it does make a difference. It does as far as what I'd like to share with you.
Newbie accountant, CPA.
Oh, cool.
An accountant or CPA, guys. Can you type in?
So I like people with not to discriminate, but I love working with newbie accountants, people that have no accounting experience. And also newbie freelancers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all in the right place. You're all definitely in the right place. I know Mariane is probably one of the best I've ever met as far as really guiding people into the funnel, into the sales funnel, right, Mariane? Introducing them on, how to approach this. I'm coming.
Because I've been doing this for 2 years already. It's my 2 years.
You're a seasoned. I'm doing it. I've been in accounting for 40 years, over 40, and I've been a freelancer since I was 10 years old. So yeah. I think we make a good team, Mariane.
Thank you. So people still coming in. Can we still wait more minutes? 7:10 could start.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. This is Friday night for me. I'm home relaxing.
Morning, so most of them are still, having some coffee.
Yeah, I'm wait. If I drink coffee now, I'll be up all night.
Guys, if we can assist others, yeah, they're
I'm
lost.
looking for my next Netflix
Movies.
My next Netflix obsession, addiction.
Good thing you have some time. I don't have time for Netflix. How about you guys? What's your favorite Netflix aside for the Game of Thrones and Money Heist? And
Money Heist. I heard about that one.
you should watch.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones. Guys, what's your favorite Netflix aside for what's the Netflix? Crash Landing on You.
Wait, what was that? There was one that was pretty violent. I think it was a Japanese one. What the heck was the name of it? But one of our team members who was like a really conservative, sweet, young accountant, and she loved this. What the heck was it? Yeah, it wasn't. I watched half of one and I couldn't take it. It was too violent. Okay, so I feel bad. I empathize with the people that say they don't have time. We're going to talk about that tonight. Because as soon as you become a freelancer, you have no time. You think that, yeah, freelancer is being free, but you can become sucked up, you can get sucked up into the vacuum. And it really becomes about time management. Time management and influencing and guiding people. So, yeah, if anybody doesn't have time, it's me. If I looked at it, all the things on my plate, and anybody with a child, I think could say that, right, Marianne? I think
Yeah.
anybody, that's a 24/7, 365 job. So I always, when I poll people and I ask them, when people sign up for my course, I'll ask them, who are the moms here? Who are the moms with young children? And those are actually the ones that are most likely to succeed from my experience, for a couple of reasons, and I'll share that with you all today, this morning. And you're all up early.
Some of them don't have sleep. Some of them maybe they have a duty
Like
after
what?
work. Because some of them are already working EST. So it's,
So they're
in
working
my-
graveyard shift.
Yeah, I think so. I see
Yeah.
familiar names here. Just arrived from work. See, Rudy's, I think, graveyard. So
Yeah, so I know Marianne doesn't like graveyard shift. Right? I wouldn't like it either. But as a freelancer, you actually get to choose. You could choose what hours you work. That's one of the great things about it. But it definitely, so another thing about the Netflix, you don't have time to watch Netflix. You got to take time for yourself. And I know when I'm there, Marianne likes to go to the beach. She likes to go to resorts.
it's a secret. Why you told them?
Well, it's not a secret. It's a way of life. It's really a way of life. And I admire anybody that has done what you've done, as far as taking control of what you do, where you do it. Yeah, not everybody could do it. And I hope that, how many people do we have here, Marianne? I hope that we could show people, not just tell them, but show people how we got to the point where we can actually control our schedule. If we want to go to, where did we go? That beach? I know it's a secret, but so we took the ferry. It was the middle of the week. That's the kind of thing you get to do. You didn't have to ask somebody for time off, right, Marianne?
Yeah. Okay, it's 7:10, so I think time is gold. So we value your time. So maybe we could start. But before we start, can anyone lead the prayer first? Anyone who wants to lead the prayer? Pwedeng Tagalog ang prayer, guys. Can we speak Tagalog prayer, Joe? So I can lead.
Yes, I can do a prayer in Tagalog, and it
Okay.
goes like this. Salamat, God.
Oh, thank you so much. Someone is raising her hand, so she can lead the prayer. I think Janice, who raised their hand?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Janice. Can you lead
Hi, yes po, let us all pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, O Lord God. We thank you that you have gathered us today, O Lord God, to learn, to interact, to collaborate to each other, O Lord God. Thank you, Jesus, for this wonderful day, and we look forward to learn and to share what we have to each other. Thank you, Lord. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Morning, good morning. Again, okay, so good morning, accounting peoples. Good morning from New York and good morning from Philippines. So Thank you so much for your time. And the reason we have this kind of webinar is just to give you an idea, because I do believe I'll just share what's the reason behind we collab and what's the reason behind why we're teaching this to you, to emphasize the value and the power of collaboration and networking. So the reason we're doing this webinar is to give you another avenue of income, in a way, a passive income, because I do believe working hard is totally different from working smart. So without further ado, maybe I'll introduce Joe, although I have here some questions with me, and later on you can ask also question. So you can ask anything regarding tax, a brief overview about tax, why you need to learn, why you need to be an enrolled agent soon. So I told the newbies to have their ladder rise path. So I mentioned to them become a
No,
bookkeeper.
yeah, you should always have, so what I have is I have Post-its.
Okay, yeah.
I
That's
have my own, yeah, so that's my system. Everybody needs some kind of system. Yeah, I like writing stuff out and then I'll take it and transfer it to my, my electronic system. So not many things slip through the cracks. And that also is a way for me to manage my time. Okay, I'll actually take the Post-its, I accumulate them during the day, and then I'll actually put them in piles, I'll categorize them. And it's a constant work in progress. It's a constant work in progress. You never get to, oh, now I'm good. Okay, that place doesn't exist. If you have a job where you punch in and you're 8 to 5 or whatever it is, that's different. That's a lot different than being a freelancer. Once you become a freelancer, you need to institute discipline, positive habits, and get control of your time. You have to, and I've read a lot of books, I've done a lot of studying. Again, that never ends. That never ends. It's a constant learning experience. And honestly, and Marianne knows this because she's been doing it long enough. If you want to learn something, start teaching it. And that's one of the roles of an accountant. Okay, we actually teach our clients, we guide them, we advise them, and we actually do that. The best way to do that is through what they call a Socratic method. Socrates was known to be one of the wisest men that ever lived. And he got that reputation because he didn't tell people what they should do, what they should know. He asked them questions. He asked questions. And by asking the right questions, he took control of the conversation and he got information. He got information. He found out what people's pain points are, what's bothering them, what's on their minds. And if you know that, you could close any deal. Or like, I love what Marianne does. Closing a deal doesn't mean that you have to do business with that person, not directly. What I love, what Marianne does, what her approach is it's sort of like, and George says this, George from one of Marianne's administrators, George says it's like having a cup of coffee with somebody. It's really a collaboration if you look at it. And that's what Marianne was talking about, the power of collaboration. So when you decide to be a freelancer, a whole new world opens up of what I like to believe is unlimited opportunities. And the first thing you should do, the first step is to figure out what it is you want to do. I like to equate it to going on a vacation. When you go on vacation, you don't just hop in the car and start driving. I did that when I was in college. We called it a road trip. Did you ever do that, Mariane?
Yeah, we do. We just drive all day
Just
long.
get in the car and say, we're just not going anywhere in particular, wherever we go, and it's a party on wheels. Yeah, you don't want to do that with your life. You don't want to do that with your life. What you want to do is you want to plot it out and say, listen, this is where I'd like to be. And it could actually change. It could actually change as you evolve, as you learn more about yourself. But when you become a freelancer, there's almost too many choices. There's too many opportunities. So you need to narrow it down. And I'll give you a free tool right now. I'm a believer in personality assessments. And only because I was taught this and I utilize them. So a personality assessment is something like a DISC assessment. And actually, I sent Mariane a code. You didn't do it yet, Mariane. The one that we just use is called a Clifton Strengths Finder. And what that does, it's really amazing. It reveals what your real personality strengths are. So for me, for instance, I don't fit the accounting profile, believe it or not. I don't have the regular traits that an accountant has. And I always felt like I was an entrepreneur with the CPA license. So my thing is connectedness, and I'm a learner. My two top strengths, connectedness, and I'm a learner. And it's no coincidence that I'm doing exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I'm connecting the problems in the United States with the solution. And the solution, there's a couple of solutions. There's a big problem in the United States because our government is literally attacking small businesses. They're targeting the smallest businesses in the United States that could least afford it by hiring a lot of IRS agents, by upgrading their systems, by passing new laws and regulations. And there's not enough people to represent them. There's not enough accountants in the United States. And there's a reason for that, because people stopped going to school to be accountants. And the accountants that got into the business aren't doing accounting work. They didn't learn the way I learned. They didn't learn the real accounting. What they learned is how to use QuickBooks, how to enter data into a tax program. So the business owners that are lucky enough to find an accountant, a lot of times they're not getting good accountants. So the connection that I made when I started hiring Philippine freelancers was, I said, oh my God, this is the solution. This is one of the solutions to the big problem that these small businesses have. And there's tens of millions of them. There's no shortage of clients. I call this the perfect storm of opportunity. And you know, when I met Marianne, so Marianne actually worked for us. We hired her. She jumped through all the hoops because it's not easy to even get an interview with us. It's not easy. And actually, right now, it's almost impossible. Okay. And the reason is because we've been doing this for a while in the Philippines. And so Marion jumped through all the hoops. She knew our tricks. She was on to us. So we do things like put a secret word in the job ad, and we'll talk about this. I know Marianne will talk about it. It's one of our techniques, because to be honest with you, it's hard hiring people. And it's time consuming. You don't want to talk to everybody. So we weed them out, and Marianne passed the first test. She got to the second part where we asked her to do a video. She had to do an online video, which gave us a chance to actually meet her. And she had to answer a few questions. And then we invited her to an interview. So she had to jump through these hoops that not many people get through. She passed the interview. And the reason why she passed it, because you see, we have core values. We don't hire people just because they have X amount of experience. We hire people based on their character. People that are teachable. People that have capacity. People that want to learn. People that want to give back. And we saw that in Marion, not just me, but like I said, you got to jump through hoops. By the time you get to me, you're basically hired. If my team says, okay, you make an appointment with Joe and we're gonna finalize this, I think maybe one or two people just, there was something, but so Marianne jumped through all the hoops. She successfully got the job, and then had the audacity to quit on us. She resigned after a month. And I respected what she did, because she said, listen, I don't want to hold you back. She saw what we were doing, what our goals were. This is more than a full-time position. This is a career. When you sign up with Bedrock, it's, I tell people we hired, be careful what you ask for. So Marianne said, I don't want to hold you back. I'm going to resign. And I said, okay, but you have this Facebook group that and she did it selfishly. No, not selfishly, the opposite of selfishly. She just did it because she knew that people needed it. It was service. Am I right, Marianne? Is that a good description of what happened?
Yeah, but later on, because again, sooner in your freelancing journey and even in life, that's the reality in life. The more you help other people, the more that your life will be easier, and you will not realize it until you really love what you're doing, and you're doing it with passion and with compassionate. So maybe that's the thing that I'm always emphasize in my mentees, in my coachings. So sometimes they just forgot the simple way of life. It's just enjoy life, but with purpose, and live intentionally.
Yeah, and that's what I saw. So, they call it the laws of attraction. And I've been practicing it for 15 years now. It started when I read a book called The Science of Getting Rich. I have 3 books, actually 4 books that I recommend people read. The Science of Getting Rich turned my whole perspective of business upside down. Okay, for me, it was all about how much money can I make, who can I make it from, how fast can I make it, and then I'll do something good with it. Okay, I said, when I get the money, I'll help people. No, it was the opposite. It's when I started helping people coming from a position of service, that's when everything started falling into place. And it took a while. It doesn't happen overnight, but people started coming into my life. And Marianne was one of them, and it still happens. So, we did this, Marianne, we don't charge for this. This is our time. I could be watching Netflix, but this is a way that we give back. People did this for me. People have been helping me my whole career. And I never understood why. And I said, because that's the way the universe is supposed to work. So if you want to be a successful freelancer, my suggestion is do it in a way of service. You're not just looking to connect with people that are going to pay you. Yeah, ultimately, they got to pay you because that's how we measure, what we do. There's a value. The science of getting rich says the way you get rich is by giving more value than what you get in money. So for instance, we do courses. And that all started with Marianne, because I said, well, you have this Facebook group and they all want to learn how to do taxes. Maybe we could teach them. And, to me, that was just, part of the sequence of events that put me in a position where I could help more people. Because so we do the courses, we charge for them. We have to because it's part of our business. But we have a really good proven track record of people that take our courses and get positions. They get clients. Not just because they signed up with us, because it's part of the process. It's paying it forward. It's like, okay, I help people and I see examples of it all the time. I see people that came to our event last year. I don't know if you know this, Marianne. We have a couple of people on our team now. They came to our event in October. They were inspired by some of our team members. I think particularly Luz, who's our accounting director. She has, if you want to be inspired, you should listen to her story. So she applied, she went, I don't know how many jobs she applied for. It was hard for her to even get an interview. And finally, she did what Marianne did. She broke through, she got an interview with us. She never did a US accounting. She wasn't even really an accountant. She helped somebody run his business. She had a really good position and she gave it up because it just wasn't doing it for her. So she tells her story. Now she's the accounting director of Bedrock. I mean, she churns out tax returns. It's really a powerful story. So a couple of women that were at that event listened to her, and one of them, Rona is she's a mom. She's had a big position for like 25 years. She ran a whole accounting department. And she said, if Luz did this, maybe I could do it. She became a student. And then we had an opening. And because she was a top student, we interviewed her. And now she's one of our team members. Same thing with Grace. Grace was crying at our event. I didn't even know this. And both of them have their own stories about, so Rona wanted to be at home with her son. And that's one of the benefits of becoming a freelancer. So Grace took our course, was a really good student, but started as an intern just to get experience, no pay, no promise of any pay, only to get experience. we had an opening, and now she's a full-time team member. So these are just, and both of them just went through their first tax season. They both can do tax returns now. They're trusted. They talk to clients. I'm like, last year at this time, they were doing something completely different. Completely different. And every morning, our accounting team has a gratitude meeting. And we just meet at 7:55 a.m. Actually, it's 7:55 p.m. your time. And we just say what we're grateful for. And so many times they will say, I'm just grateful that I get to be at home with my family. We have flex time. So none of them are on a regular schedule. They can make their own time. As long as they're doing their job, they show up to our meetings and they take care of their clients. So they can, make that. Nobody's punching them in. Nobody's like, we don't have a video camera or anything like that on there. That's not how we do business. But that makes me, you can't put a price on that. And when I met Mariane and I see what she does on a daily basis, on a regular basis, just constantly. I mean, I see all of you, I lost track, but I think most newbies. Hooking up with Mariane might be one of the best things that ever happened to you. When I come across newbies, newbie accountants, newbie freelancers, especially accountants, I tell them all to hook up with Mariane. That's what I tell them. So I talked for a long time, Mariane. I hope I help somebody. I want to hear, I've seen you in action. I've been doing this longer probably than you've been alive. And I don't just, I don't just compliment people. If you know me, I'm honest. You're one of the best that I've ever seen at attracting people in a good way and steering them in the right direction. So what is your formula?
It's a question. Yeah,
'Cause I
thank you
know
so
you
much.
have a formula.
I also don't know, but I think I'm always also asking myself what I did right, that I came to this far, as they say, successful in a way. But again, somebody asked me, what's the meaning of successful to you? I'm successful because I want other people to become successful. Because for me, again, that's the cycle of life. At the end of the day, you will ask yourself, what will be your advocacy or legacy when you left the world? Of course, we want to live life to the fullest, but sometimes living life to the fullest, it's not about all money. It's not about being on the beach. It's just a result of your hard work and even the money. They say that it is just the result of your hard work, money. But of course, when you're a newbie, you always want to reach the 6 digits. That's the goal. But after you reach that goal, you will again stock up, and then you realize what I can do more. Because the reason you want to have money is to help other people as well in your connection, in your cycle, like your family.
Can I stop? Can I just stop you there? Because you just made a point. And this is something that I've observed as an accountant, as an entrepreneur for over 4 decades. There's never, I'm there. When you reach 6 figures, okay, and you can, if you want to, you can. And we could teach you exactly how to do it. It's not that complicated. Okay. When you reach 6 figures, then you'll say, how do I get to 7 figures? If you're not careful, if you just do it for the money. And that's what Mariane is saying. So just be careful. If you do it from what Marianne was saying, from a position of how do I help people, your bank account it'll just grow. You won't even have to take, it'll become secondary. Money is a result. Okay, money is a result of what you've done before that. That's what the science of getting rich taught me. So go ahead, Marianne. I'm sorry. But when
No,
you
no,
said
no, it's okay.
figure income,
Yes. So your questions regarding what is your formula? Again, I'm just enjoying every day and just doing the
yeah, but
habit.
okay, so that's a concept. I'm like, I want the most out of life. I want to spend time with my family. I want to take control of my time. I want options. I want to have my own agency. I want to make my own schedule. But you actually, and if you don't know it, I could tell you from what I've seen, you definitely have a formula. Starting with how you get interviews.
Yeah, for the interviews, I can give you a formula. When I was a newbie, when I applying to Joe, I started as a bookkeeper, and then I found myself I can do more. I'll try accountant. And then after accountant, I try what if I can try being a tax preparer? Because again, the world is revolving. You are replaceable, so you have to be unreplaceable. So what are the things that you make more your edge? So you always 10 times ahead on those people who wants to do your things. So meaning continuous learning, you won't stop on being a bookkeeper, accountant, tax preparer, and now enrolled agent. So after enrolled agent, what's next? So always look for, you don't stop dreaming and aiming for more. It's not because you're greedy, because you want to really maximize what's your full potential. And once you know your full potential, it will follow the way you move, the way you do your things daily. So again, consistency. If you see me on the social media, greeting you mornings to set the days, those small acts of a consistency matters. It milestone, just saying good morning to everyone, just saying hi, but a sincere checking on them, how are you, is make a long way. And then just help other people, not people, also the client as well, because if you help the client, you will also help your family and the people around you and your community. And again, at the end of the day, our task is to support God and be a servant to God, helping other people. That's my cycle of.
So it's really pretty simple, because I say, okay, how are you attracting all of these newbies? How are you getting so many people into your group? Not only getting people in the group, Marianne, but it's active. It's active. I mean, you get people that are doing stuff, posting stuff, putting job posts up there. So it's
I
one
think,
thing to
yeah,
have a following, but you got it down to a science. You're like, oh, every morning it's consistency, it's reaching out to people, always being there, always offering, value. And that's one of the ingredients. But what I really like is how you get your interviews, because so you have one side is your following, and then you have your getting clients, your formula. And again, you're one of the best that I've ever seen.
the formula, I guess, is just know the problem of the people you're serving. Because if you know their problem, they will stay in touch with you, because you can help them. People really wants to be a people with a heart of helping. Because again, if you are a business owner, your problem, for example, Joe, you need people. So your problem, you have a lot of clients, but I don't have good people. So what's the solution? You always check the problem, the solution, and the offer or the service that you can give.
How do you start an interview?
Normally I told them in my coaching session, just a simple setting. Good morning, Joe. So how can I help you? I told them there's a method of asking questions during interview. So every time the Zoom meeting will open, I'll be the one saying, good morning, Joe. So how can I help you? Meaning if I say, how can I help you? The client will tell the problem. And when the client tells the problem, you have to listen, 80% listening and 20% just your advice or solution to the problem. That's why I always encourage you to be on the interview, just a way of practicing your confidence and listening, because the soft skill in freelancing is most important. Sometimes the skill is not important. Soft skill, which is the communication and listening to client. Even in other people, you just want to listen their problem, and the people on the other side appreciate somebody's want to listen on his on her problem. That matters. And then if you read the problems, you create a solution based on the thing that you can do. If you cannot do, just ask other people to do it. That's the collaboration. So there's no burn bridges in between clients, and even in freelancing. If you cannot do it, just delegate, just ask the help. So it makes more simple than you sometimes make it complicated. Although it's granted, you're newbies, you're afraid to speak in English, you're afraid on mistakes, those things that maybe I can create mistake if I do the QuickBooks online. I told them, no, there's no room for mistakes. It's just accepting that you don't know the task and ask for help, and they'll get back to you if you know the answer. So sometimes we're overthinking that I make a mistake. That's it. That's the problem. You're always afraid to mistake, and you cannot move on. You cannot move forward because you're overthinking. Why not pass the problem to colleagues, to Joe, to anyone you in the that's me, but I don't know. I
So
asked
the
Joe.
way I love the way so and I'll tell everybody what, because I know what your method is. You did it with me, it worked, and you told me exactly how you take control of the interview. But let me ask you this. One of the biggest questions that people will ask, and this is because people don't like doing interviews, they'll say, tell me something about you. How do you handle that?
Something about me that's not written in my resume. Sometimes that's asking question, right? So aside from tell me about yourself, is hold on, my brother is calling anyway. Hold on.
Okay. So just to put things in perspective, what I've seen, there's obstacles to people breaking into the American market. I don't know anything about the Australian market, the Europe market, the Canadian market. I know how US people think. I know our culture. You get them to talk about themselves, about their business, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. All you got to do is ask them something. So like, how did you get into this business? And if they just keep talking and start telling you their life story, you have the job. Are you done with your brother, Mariane?
Yeah, it's okay. No, what can I share is if they tell me about yourself or something you want to share. Normally, it's of course the experience, but basically, what is the thing that you love, and what will be your mission. You have also your mission, vision, and your core values. So even in life, you still have your mission, vision, and core values. Not only
that's what people want to hear, and what people think the interview wants to hear is, well, I have my QuickBooks certification. I know how to do Drake taxes. I can do this. No, that's not what they want to hear. What we want to hear is things like you have core values, like you have family responsibilities. Okay, I want somebody that's responsible, that has character. Before, you don't know QuickBooks, I'll teach you QuickBooks. I'll pay for you to get a QuickBooks certification. So that's one of the obstacles. The other thing Marianne mentioned was, a lot of people feel like they don't speak English well enough. If that was the case, I wouldn't have 12 full-time Philippine team members right now. They all talk to clients. Okay. They got over that. They got over that fear that, oh, I don't speak good English. Luz, even today, she'll say, she doesn't like her English. She doesn't like, so that's all in your mind. Our clients like talking to Luz more than they like talking to me. So, that's just some insight that I have, some of Marianne's insight. I would like to know if, first of all, if anybody ever wants to reach out to me, I'm always available. You can go to Joe at bedrockbusinessbuilders.com. You could just let Marianne know you want to talk to me about something. But I think, Marianne, did you want me to talk about the courses that we have, the enrolled agent program?
Yeah. So before that, do you have any more questions, especially newbies? Because again, their apprehension is how to get US clients. So I'll just recap. As an employer, it's very hard to look for people. If you're having a hard time to look for a job, same thing with the client. They're also having hard time to look for a good talent. The only thing that they need from any candidate is just straightforward. You don't have to pretend. Just be trainable, coachable. Just be transparent. If you cannot commit your time, during interview, you have to lay down all your cards, and it's up to the client. You don't need to impress the client. At the first place, the client needs help. So just help them in any way you can. If you cannot close the deal, at least you practice your pitch. So you just have to continue applying. So you get more. The more you talk people, the more you will learn from other people. So that's again my formula. I love talking to people because every time you talk with a lot of people, you have more ideas, and your ideas you can share to other people. So rather you're not applying, I don't want interview, your knowledge is only here. Unlike if you talk with a lot of people, you have more ideas, and your mind will circulate. You have lots of insight. So maybe that's the questions. Anything else? The question of newbies. Maybe my question will be, when I'm newbie, what are the things I need to learn aside from being coachable and trainable? You mentioned the software. What else?
What about your LinkedIn profile? Because I know you have like 14,000. Even my coach Larry was impressed.
Oh, really?
He did a search on you last night.
It takes years, but yeah, that's the power of networking. Your network is your network. Your life will be easy to connect with people.
So what should people have on their LinkedIn profile?
Of course, a good picture and the offer statement that every time the client will check your profile, your identity, the LinkedIn is the first thing that they will up on the Google. If you check my name, the LinkedIn will go up and my picture's there. So same thing with you. You have to really optimize your profile and create an offer what your client is looking for. Just a simple statement. I help business owners save their taxes, update their books to become tax seasons ready. A simple statement. And then if you have niche, you can put real estate, e-commerce, cleaning services. You have to be particular in the market that you're serving. So when you apply in that particular job, they will see, this is a e-commerce bookkeeper and just doing this, just doing that. And then they can see your progress in LinkedIn. What are your things that you're in your posts, if it is valuable, and it will show also your personality on your posting. So without introducing yourself, they already have in their mind what character do you have. So that's why I always emphasize be on LinkedIn, because those professional, rather than staying on FB, stay on LinkedIn. Those professional people are.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's where the accountants are. Yeah, they're in Facebook, I'm in Facebook. But if you want to hook up with an accounting firm and get experience, that's where you want to be. Not only that, I've gotten regular business clients from LinkedIn. And now you must be really active in LinkedIn, Marianne.
Yeah, I mentioned to you when I changed my profile before the CFO freelancer, then changed into enrolled agent, IRS enrolled agent trainee. And until now, I got clients, CPA firm wants to collaborate. Meaning the market is attracting people who can help them. You know what I mean? So if you're quiet on LinkedIn or any platform, nobody will see your offer or services. That's it. Freelancing, you have to market yourself, but a good marketing strategy, which is I'm teaching. So you will not feel it right away, but if you will do it consistently, it will attract, and we call it lead generation. And then I have clients, if you wants to, and then my technique is after the message, I'll go straight to the point. You have in a call, because that's the time you have to gauge what's their problem, not chat. I don't want chat. I want to do in Zoom meeting. Let's talk about it. Sit down. Let's talk about it. Very straightforward approach. The client in US is very straightforward. That's why I love US client. They don't have.
10 o'clock po may meeting po sa sa school. Baka yun po sila. Oo. After ko po nito.
Learning together.
Hi Vince. I think Vince is ayan.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But, you know,
question.
You did mention something that it does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, I was on social media for years before I started getting traction. People were watching me all the time. I just didn't know it. And now, you know, we have a whole team. It's not just me, but I'm still on social media too. I'm liking people's posts. I'm commenting, I'm putting links out there. So I'm still active. The other thing is expect rejection. Don't take it personally. You'll get interviews, you'll get prospects, clients, and they're not all going to work out. Don't take it personally. I like to think that everything happens for a reason. And if you listen to what I said, you plan the vacation. You plan who you want to see, who you want to work with, what your hours are. And then if you do some of the things that we suggested tonight, it will, one day you'll wake up and say, oh my God, that stuff worked. It's amazing. I see people in Marianne's group. They started with a brick and mortar job, and now they're opening offices. They got their own clients. It's really amazing. It's really amazing to me. And that's all I got, Marianne. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, one thing more. I think one I can add on to that. So those newbies is always, you know, in the journey of I will apply after I get certification, after I enrolled, after I take a course. For me, that's not the thing. The day that you decide to become a freelancer, your identity will change. So as a freelancer, you have to be active on application, whether you don't a certification or not. Just do the call, just apply, and you will see for yourself what's the thing that you need to improve. So those rejection is normal. That makes you more vulnerable, and then make you strong in your journey, and you will be immune on the rejection. And meaning the rejection is redirection. You know what I mean? Rejection into redirection, meaning that's not the ideal client. That's not the ideal client. You have to choose your ideal client that's with same values like yours. Your
Yeah.
time, your deliverables, and with your salary. I think I already mentioned that to you that the time is the most important for me during the interview. I set my rules even in the interview. If it is graveyard, I'd rather say no, and they appreciate that because that's the thing. It's just have to be straightforward.
Well, they probably appreciate that you're not wasting their time.
Yeah, because that's time is valuable. That's why I always say if you're going to the Zoom meeting, I always appreciate those people who spend time with us because time is valuable. I know it's Saturday, but you're still here to listen. It's something that's we appreciate your time. And again, if you have more questions, feel free. So what's the question? There's a question. There's a expert on how we can learn. Okay. Sometimes in the job post, there's a description of expert. I think there's no expert people. Again, you have to, again, during the interview, you have to tell the client what you can offer aside from the job post. Maybe that job post is just a copy paste also in one of the Google, just they don't have also to consider those things.
So let me tell you, as somebody that's had to do job post, it's a pain in the neck. It's a pain. You got to put down all the job. This is what I want you to do. These are the hours. It's time consuming. And to be honest with you, in Bedrock, in any business, people are always looking for somebody. They're always looking for the next talent. They're just not posting it on PH jobs or jobs online. What is it? Onlinejobs.ph. They're just not posting it. But business people in the United States are always looking for people. So there's a lot of opportunities out there that aren't even posted. So yeah, think about that. I forgot why I actually brought that up, but
Yeah, there's a questions in the chat box. And there's a follow-up question. It says, so do not apply if you're not expert with the job description, meaning you're targeting the wrong client.
yeah. So if they say, oh, we're looking for a QuickBooks Online expert and you're not a don't even apply for that job. That's what I would do. Okay. Yes. So who is this? JM is saying that, yeah, US people are, because we don't have time to waste.
It's 8
Nope.
o'clock.
You know, so, and that's why Mariane has been so successful. The first thing is, listen, don't let me, if somebody went into an interview with me and said, listen, I don't want to waste your time. If this job is about, you know, the hours of graveyard shift, I can't do graveyard shift. Now, normally I would have that in the job post, but you know, right away you want to get, listen, your time is valuable. I don't want to waste your time. But again, if you're looking for a position that has like a technical, like you're a construction job costing accountant, okay, that's a specialty. You need special experience for that. So you target those clients. Specializing, being an expert in something is, yeah, that's great. But just because you're not really an expert in anything, the truth is you are an expert in something. You just might not know it. One of the things when and I think I might have said this, if I didn't, I've said it before plenty of times. If you're a mother, if you know how to take care of young children, you'll have no problem handling American entrepreneurs. Okay. That's what we're dealing with. We want attention. We want to know that you care about us. That's all we want. We don't care if you know QuickBooks Online, unless we're saying, listen, I need somebody that knows QuickBooks Online. Or you could go in there and say, listen, QuickBooks Online is a terrible program. What if I gave you a better solution? What if you tried Zero? What if you tried a different software program that works a lot better? So your obstacles, my experience is we make our own obstacles. In the end, American people want to deal with people. And what I've learned about the Philippine people is you have what we want. You have your culture is what we need here. Okay, I see it in the work ethic, the family values, the faith. Okay, you're in the driver's seat. You're in the driver's seat, and all it takes for you is to realize that. The American business community, we have a serious shortage of talent. Okay, I don't know what else I could tell you to convince you, but yeah, this is
There's 30
we're in,
million, 30 million business owners that needs good accountant coming from, of course, from the Philippines. Yeah, so that's why we're here to guide you on your ladderized learning from how to get the basic bookkeeping, the software, to learn the taxes. Actually, when I applied to Bedrock, I also don't know how to do the tax preparation. That's why I have the guts to apply because I want to learn. So I told them I don't know how to prepare taxes. And good thing in the job description, Bedrock told in the description, I will train you. So that's why I make sure I'll get into Bedrock because they told me they will teach tax preparation. So that's it. And then again, you have to invest in yourself in learning. That's why you mentioned you're not expert. So the solution of your problem is to ensure sooner or later make yourself an expert in doing upskilling. Do course and learn, and then you can share something valuable to the client. So you will not end as I'm a newbie forever. You will be an expert. A master once a disaster.
I love that.
Yeah, because they say you're no, I was also a disaster. That's why I have a lot
We
of
all-
clients. I
Listen,
lost a lot of clients because of that disaster.
I have my own disaster stories. That's why I think it's funny. But yeah, I think if you're a newbie, you're in a good spot. Definitely.
Any more questions? Any more reason why you should not apply? And then again, let's always get in touch and connected. And if you have a client you encounter that dealing with tax problem, all you have to do, now I add some questions during interview. I'll give you some tips. So if I have US clients, the first thing that I'm asking as well is, did you file your tax last April? No, I didn't file. I just, if not, did you file your extension? So the next filing of the extension would be, I think, September or October. So meaning, if you say those words to the client, meaning you understand what's their problem. They're rushing on their books because they didn't file their tax. So you have to put more in Tagalog. Ang Tagalog, Jowa, kung sa may sugat, huhusan nyo pa ng kalamansi yung sugat para mas masakit. You know what I mean? So masakit na ngayon, hindi siya nakapag-file ng tax, you have to put more kalamansi para mas masakit. Your pain points is your biggest strength during interview. So the end goal of any business owner, not only in the US, all over the world, even here in the Philippines, is to file their taxes. So again, what's the process or the process of filing taxes? Of course, the financial statement. And before arriving to financial statement, you should have a good bookkeeping or data entry of transaction. So you have to understand the process so you are relatable to the client. And if you are relatable to the client, you can close any deals. And if you have question-related taxes, I'll have a friend who can do the tax. I'll introduce to you to Bedrock or Joe. You can set a call with Joe and just say my name, and then they hop in a call. So your life will be easy. You get my point? Tagalog, para mas maintindihan kaya. Hirap mag-English, be?
So JB asked a question. I like this question. Can I apply even if I don't have experience on taxation? Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said, all of the people on our team never did a US tax return. The only one, so Luz is the only one that didn't take our course. We didn't have it when she started. She learned the hard way. And so, yeah, that I have a long track record of being able to teach people accounting, bookkeeping, and now US taxes. So, yeah, you don't need experience. What I put in the chat, a link to our US tax course. We just finished the last batch. I think we're starting another one in July or August. We're looking at what the calendar looks like. I also put a link in here for our affiliate program. So one of the ways you could actually make money without even doing any work is by signing up as a Bedrock partner. And what that means is you get a piece of what, if we get a client from one of you, you get up to 15% of whatever we bill them for the first year. We've had people that actually got more in affiliate fees from us than what they were getting from their client. So in other words, we don't take over the client, we actually will work with you. In other words, you could be the bookkeeper, the accountant, and we're the tax preparer. Or, you know, another thing we do is tax problem resolutions. So like what Mariane does is perfect. She's asking them, listen, have you filed your taxes? Millions of business owners haven't filed their taxes, especially because of COVID. A lot of them lost their accountants. They lost business. So there's millions of people that just haven't filed their tax returns yet. So yeah, JM, all you gotta do is, you know, go to the link. If you remember, these are all members of your Facebook group, right, Mariane?
Yeah. It will be
Okay.
posted, yeah. And then, yeah, that's the thing. That's the other, I'm telling you a while ago in the first session that it's, in a way, other avenue of income. You become affiliates. That's the smartest thing that you can do in your freelancing business, affiliate. And very straightforward. Bedrock is very generous to give the affiliate fee because that's the business. If you don't have referrals, you don't have also business. So it's helping two ways to tango, win-win situation.
Probably 80 or 90% of our business comes from people that know us. They're referrals. And that's what you could do too. That's why, Mariane, you have a oh no, that's Sherry, that's somebody else. About how important your network is.
Yeah, the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a launching and I got 6 affiliates already who signed up. So meaning I have expecting a money by July. So that's how you project your cash flow, right? So
Yes.
yeah, because we're accountants, so you should have your cash flow
And
expectation.
usually I don't like paying bills. I mean, I like to have my bills paid, but I don't like to see that. But when we write those affiliate checks, I actually get a good feeling when we send those checks out.
For me, I'm excited every time there's an affiliate.
It's a win-win-win. It's like we're helping a client, you're getting paid, we're getting paid. It's a great system. It works. So this has been fun. Anything else? Any other questions?
Yeah, aside from the certification, enrolled agent program, collaboration with Bedrock and with me, accounting people as well. And also there's an event on October 21. Those who's near in the area or Tigres area on October 21 at the back of, forget the exact hotel, but we will see each other in October 21. It's a Jumpstart Year 2 So we do have lot of 4 speakers. They're sharing their story as a freelancer, and then it's the best way to network with your fellow accountants and learn from other people. So it's about time you get out, you know, beso beso, chica chica, and then make your network as your network.
Yes.
Over. Who's going? Mary Grace. This will be there, and Grace also from Singapore, I think. Yeah, Grace
Awesome.
from Singapore. He will come over just to attend the event.
You know,
How
the first
exciting.
one just like happened. We didn't plan it. It actually started as I wanted to make a trip there, and then I wanted to meet some students, and then it became an event. And like I said, we have a couple of team members now that are only team members because they went to the event. And yeah, it was fun. So this year we've had a whole year to plan for it. So this is gonna be really cool, Marion. Wait till you see. Well, you came to the walkthrough.
What?
You were with us when we went to the location and we saw the.
Yeah, Ortigas. It's near at the back
Yeah.
of Mega Mall. So for those
So it's gonna-
nearby, you can go, and there's a promo now of early bird. You can check the website. Oh, it's posted also in the FB group. There's a promo installment for those who wants to be on the VIP ticket. So there's a lot. There's surprises and guest speakers. There's a food. There's a coffee. There's a picture taking.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have coffee flowing, snacks, and I think we made it pretty affordable.
So
we
see
want
those
to
from
see
people from
everyone.
Singapore. Now they're connecting from Singapore. Sherry and Mary Grace from Singapore. Now they're connecting.
Cool.
See, that's the power of collaboration.
Yes.
Any more questions? Guys, I know, thank you so much for your time this morning, and I hope you share some valuable insight to your freelancing journey, and we're looking forward to meet you on October 21, and in the group we still have more free webinars. You can ask,
Right.
maybe Joe can share also some free webinar from us, so let us know what is it so we can schedule.
Well, yeah, we'll be doing more of these in the future, Marianne. I think it helps. It helps letting people, spreading the word, letting people
Next
know.
time we can do the mock interview. Joe will interview you live. Mock interview. You want? Mock
Yeah.
interview, yeah.
We could do that. That was fun. That was fun the last time, right?
Last time we did it. Yeah.
Yes.
A
So we'll
picture,
plan
guys.
it.
Yeah. Thank you so
Couple of
much.
weeks. All right. Thank you, everyone.
No, wait, hold on.
What?
Let's have a picture
What?
first.
Oh, yeah, you're famous for
And you can post it to your social media and LinkedIn. So the person who's reading it, you will help them also to have an insight, your takeaways on this morning. So again, at this Saturday morning, share something valuable towards your freelancing journey.
Yes.
See, you're so beautiful. See, those guapo. Joe, guapo and maganda. You know that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're 70. Thank you so much. One more in the second slide. 1, 2, 3. One more, third slide. Just smile. I'll share it with the group and put your takeaways. One more in the first slide. Those who open their camera. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Hi, thank you so much, Joe. Have a nice day ahead.
Hey, Vince, I see you there. I knew
Hi,
you were.
Vince, my classmate from Enroll Agent Program. We have a class
Hello,
early.
Joe. Hi. Hi, Miss Marianne.
Thank you,
See you
later.
guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate your
everyone.
time.
Have a
See you
good day.
soon. Yung mga
Thank you.
puyators dyan.
Thank you so much.
Hi,
Bye.
Hi, Gay. Yung mga kilala ko. Si Mary Grace from Singapore. Hi. Si Rudy. Hi, guys. Yan. Thank you. Hi, She. O, diba? Sila, ano,
Thank
si
you,
Lucia,
Coach.
Joanne, Madel. Bye. I have
Thank
a
you. Bye.